Hey everyone, from the many different types of mummy powder to pickled whale skin, here are 20 most bizarre foods people actually ate in history. Number 20. Garum. This one might make you lose your appetite. Garum was an ancient Roman condiment made from fermented fish that was poured on everything. The fish would be chopped up and left to rot in the sun, resulting in a smelly fish sauce that would last for years. It was often served with bread, vegetables, and fruit. However, it was also commonly mixed with vinegar and used as a dip for garum-flavored crackers. The way they made this sauce is pretty similar to how some Southeast Asian countries like Thailand or Vietnam make their fish sauces today. But while those two countries use it as more of an accent flavoring in small amounts, Romans went heavy with this stuff. They absolutely loved it and poured it on every single thing, even their desserts. Number 19. Stuffed dormice. While we think of dormice as these tiny, cute little animals that live in trees, the Romans thought of them as something completely different. In ancient Rome, dormice were considered a delicacy and would be roasted and seasoned with pepper and honey before being stuffed with nuts and fruit. These stuffed dormice were served during special occasions such as weddings or religious festivals. They were usually cooked inside hollowed-out pumpkin shells. So if you ever find yourself celebrating a Roman wedding, don't be surprised if you get a serving of these cute little critters. Number 80. This medieval dish was supposedly a very common medieval dish that was found all over Europe. However, it's not something you would easily find on a menu today, because it's just not real. What exactly is a cock entrée? No one really knows. It's believed to be a combination of the words cock and tortoise, but there's no proof of any kind of tortoise-bird hybrid creature existing in medieval times. The description of the dish is said to have been written down by various chroniclers of the time, who claimed it was a specialty of King Henry VIII's court. The instructions said that a piglet should be sewn up with a duck or other bird to create a kind of Frankenstein monster that would then be roasted and served. Some historians believe that the recipe may have been a hoax, while others believe that it was based on a real dish that has since been lost to history. Would you eat a pig and duck hybrid if it was presented to you on a silver platter? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Number 17. Ambergris is the name of a waxy substance that can be found in the digestive system of sperm whales. It's not exactly sure what causes this material to form in the first place, but what is certain is that it does have a pleasant vanilla and musk type of smell. Because of this, it has been used for hundreds of years in perfumes and incense. But this isn't where things get weird. It was also commonly used in deserts. That's right, people actually ate whale bile in their deserts for hundreds of years. In the past, it was used to flavor puddings, creams, and custards. However, it was also used in candies and chewing gum. Today, ambergris is illegal to harvest due to protections put in place to protect endangered whales, and synthetic materials are used instead. But back then, people thought nothing of munching on these whale. Number 16. Mummy powder. During the Renaissance, when explorers began discovering ancient Egyptian ruins, they also discovered mummies. Not only were the tombs fascinating, but so were the mummies themselves. Europeans started stealing body parts and selling them as souvenirs. Eventually, ground-up human remains became known as mummy powder and was used for all sorts of medical treatments. Smallpox was a huge problem in Europe at the time, and people believed that mixing mummy powder with their smallpox inoculations would help prevent the disease from killing them. Besides the fact that this is completely vile, it's also just plain wrong. How do you think this practice ended up? Well, eventually, they ran out of mummies and shifted to using the bones of recently deceased individuals. Instead, Number 15. Bird's nest soup. This soup sounds like something you might order at a high-end restaurant, but the ingredients are far from gourmet. Bird's nest soup is made from the edible nests of swiftlets that are built from the bird's saliva and are often mixed with rice or noodles. Some recipes call for additional ingredients like bamboo shoots, mushrooms, or chicken. However, the main ingredient is definitely the bird's nest itself. This soup originated in China centuries ago and was originally reserved for royalty due to its high price tag. One bird's nest could cost as much as 28 pounds. Even today, it's considered one of the most expensive soups in the world and is often served during special occasions like weddings or Chinese New Year. If you're interested in trying it, it's best to go to a reputable restaurant that specializes in authentic Chinese cuisine. However, it is important to note that not all restaurants serve this dish, and it may be difficult to find. Number 14. Viking blood pudding. This one sounds like something straight out of The Silence of the Lambs, but it's actually a traditional Scandinavian dish. Blood pudding is made with the blood of an animal, usually beef, pork, or lamb, along with fat and oats. The mixture is then boiled and allowed to cool, resulting in a jelly-like consistency. Blood sausage has been around since ancient times and was originally created as a way to use every part of the animal. Back in the day, they didn't throw anything away, and with blood pudding, you don't have to. It's usually served with mashed potatoes and is often accompanied by gravy or mustard. If you're feeling adventurous, you can try making your own blood pudding at home. However, it's important to use fresh, high-quality ingredients for the best flavor and texture. Number 13. Jellied eels. Have you ever seen those gross contests on YouTube, where they have someone try to eat the most disgusting things? Well, one of the top contenders for most disgusting dish is gelid eels. This Victorian-era English dish consists of stewed eels that have been mixed with gelatin and allowed to cool, resulting in a wobbly mass of eel that looks like a brain. The dish was popular among the working class, as it was cheap and easy to make. Additionally, eels were considered a delicacy at the time. If you want to try this dish for yourself, you can find it at some restaurants in London. But be warned, it's not for the faint of heart. Number 12. Fermented shark. Sharks are one of the most feared creatures in the ocean. But did you know that they also make for a delicious meal? Okay, maybe I was joking when I said delicious. But for the people of Iceland, fermented shark is a delicacy. The shark is first boiled and then buried in the ground for several months. This allows bacteria to grow and break down the meat, resulting in a mushy texture that tastes like a strong cheese with some pharmaceutical notes. If you visit Iceland, you must try a bite of this infamous dish. Be warned, though, it's not for everyone. Many people are turned off by the smell or the taste of the fermented shark. But hey, if you're willing to try it, you'll never forget it. Number 11. Bog butter. Bog butter is an ancient Irish tradition that involves burying butter in a peat bog for several months. The butter is then removed and served with a side of bog water, which is water that has been collected from a nearby peat bog. The result is a salty, creamy spread that is perfect for your morning toast. This dish dates back to the 18th century, when it was a common way to preserve butter in Ireland. Peat bogs are full of organic matter, which makes them ideal for burying food. The acidity of the bogs helps to keep the food fresh and prevents it from spoiling. In recent years, bog butter has made a comeback as more and more people are looking for ways to connect with their Irish heritage. Number 10. Ox tongue and brain pie. There was no part of the animal that medieval Europeans didn't eat. Every part was used in some sort of concoction or another. Back in the Middle Ages, ox tongue and brain pie was a popular dish that consisted of, you guessed it, ox tongue and brain. As the name suggests, the dish is made by cooking ox, tongue, and brain together in a pie crust and then baking until golden brown. The tongue is usually cut into thin slices, and the brain is mashed before being combined. Today, this dish is considered a delicacy and can be found on the menus of some high-end restaurants. However, it's important to note that not everyone will be comfortable eating this dish. After all, it's not exactly conventional. But if you're up for the challenge, go ahead and give it a try. You never know, you might just like it. Number 9. Civet cat coffee. Kopi Luwak is a type of coffee that is made from beans that have been eaten and partially digested by civet cats. Civets are small, furry mammals that are related to monkeys. They are native to Southeast Asia and are known for their distinctive musk-like odor. The process of making Kopi Luwak is simple. Farmers feed the civet cats a diet of coffee cherries, which are the fruit that coffee beans grow on. The cats digest the beans and then excrete them. The beans are then collected, cleaned, and roasted. The result is a coffee that is said to be smooth and rich with a chocolate-like flavor. Some people believe that the digestive acids of the civet cats give the coffee its unique taste and aroma. Others argue that the coffee is simply a gimmick, and that it doesn't actually taste any better than regular coffee. Either way, it is a very expensive coffee, and is often sold as a novelty item. Number 8. Mice wine. If you thought civet cat coffee was disgusting, then hold on to your stomach because mice wine is even worse. Mice wine is a Chinese liquor that is infused with the blood and organs of baby mice. The mice are first killed and then boiled in their own blood, before being added to the wine. Some people drink mice wine for the supposed health benefits, while others enjoy it for its unique flavor. Of course, this dish is not for everyone, and it's not something that you would typically find on a restaurant menu. But if you ever have the opportunity to try it, go ahead and give it a shot. You never know, you might just like it. Number 7. Roasted crickets and locusts. Now I know what you're thinking. Bugs are gross and they can't possibly be good to eat. But don't be so quick to judge. Roasted crickets and locusts are actually a delicious and nutritious snack that is enjoyed in Africa, Asia, and Mesoamerica. The bugs are usually roasted or grilled and have a crunchy texture and a nutty flavor. They are also a good source of protein and other nutrients. So next time you see a bug crawling around, don't swat it away. Take a closer look and see if it's something that you might want to eat. Who knows? You might just discover a new favorite snack. And now for number 6. But first, I want to give a big shout out to some supporters. Thanks so much for supporting this channel. If you want a shout out too, please subscribe and leave a comment below. Number 6. Snake soup. Ah, snake soup. The traditional Chinese medicine that will cure all your ailments. Just kidding. Sort of. Snake soup is a hot and sour soup that contains a variety of ingredients, including snakes, of course, but also things like tofu, bamboo shoots, and green onions. The snakes are usually cut into small pieces and then simmered in a flavorful broth. Some people believe that snake soup has warming medicinal properties that can help boost the immune system. Whether or not this is true is still up for debate. But one thing is for sure, Snake soup is a delicious and nutritious meal that is perfect for a cold winter's day. Plus, you'll feel good knowing that you're doing something for your health. Number 5. Flamingo tongue. Flamingos are known for their bright pink color and their long, curved beaks. But what many people don't realize is that these birds are also a delicacy in some parts of the world. In ancient Rome, flamingo tongue was considered a rare delicacy that was only available to the elite. The tongues were usually served as an appetizer and were often cooked in olive oil and sprinkled with salt and pepper. Flamingos are now protected by law in most countries, so it's unlikely that you'll ever see this dish on a menu again. But that doesn't mean that you can't try making it at home. Just be sure to use farmed flamingos that are raised specifically for their meat. Number 4. Beaver tails. Beaver tails are a traditional Canadian dish that consists of fried dough that is often topped with cinnamon and sugar. The dish is said to have originated during the colonial era when French-Canadian fur traders would catch beavers and then fry the tails as a way to use every part of the animal. While beaver tail meat is still sometimes eaten in Canada, the dish has evolved into more of a dessert. Today, beaver tails are a popular, fair food and can be found at festivals and carnivals all over the country. The fried dough is usually shaped like a crescent and then deep fried until golden brown. It's then topped with a variety of ingredients such as cinnamon and sugar, maple syrup, fruit or ice cream. Number 3. Lutefisk is a traditional Nordic dish that is made from dried cod that has been soaked in lye. The cod is first soaked in a solution of lye and water for several days, which breaks down the proteins and toughens the fish. The fish is then rinsed and boiled before being served. Lytle fish is usually served with mashed potatoes and is often accompanied by a sauce made from butter and flour. Some people love lytle fish, while others find it to be quite an acquired taste. The soaking process gives the fish a gelatinous texture that some people compare to tofu. Despite its unusual texture, lutefisk is a popular dish in Norway, Sweden, and Denmark, and is often served during the Christmas season. Number 2. Pickled whale skin. This dish is not for everyone, but for the people of Greenland, it's a staple of their diet. Pickled whale skin is made by preserving the skin of a whale that has been boiled and split open. The skin is then cut into strips and pickled in a brine solution. Pickled whale skin is a traditional Inuit dish that has been around for centuries. It's often served as a side dish and is usually eaten with a knife and fork. While the dish might not be to everyone's taste, it's an important part of the Greenlandic culture and history. The people of Greenland have relied on whales for food and other resources for many years, and pickled whale skin is one of the ways that they honor this tradition. And finally, number 1, ash wine. Ash wine is a traditional Egyptian and Greek wine that is made by mixing wine with ashes. The ashes are usually from burnt herbs or spices, but in some cases they may also contain human remains. Ash wine was often used in religious ceremonies and was believed to have healing properties. It was also served at banquets and was enjoyed by both adults and children. The exact origins of ash wine are unknown, but it's thought to have originated in Egypt around 2000 BCE. It was popular in Greece during the 8th century BCE and was mentioned by the Roman philosopher Pliny the Elder. To make ash wine, you will need 1 gallon of wine, 1 cup of ashes, and any additional ingredients that you want to add. The ashes can be added directly to the wine, or they can be mixed with water first. If you're feeling adventurous, you can also try adding other ingredients, such as herbs, spices, or fruit. Thanks for watching. Which of these crazy dishes would you try? Let me know in the comments below. See you next time.